Hey YouTube, Madam Roy back again. Well, today I've got another pickups video for you guys, but this is not something that I found at a garage sale. I go to church every Sunday morning, and there's quite a few people there that know that I'm into computers, and one of the gentlemen who runs what's called our coffee ministry came up to me today and said, hey look, I have some old computer equipment that has been sitting in my closet, and he asked me if I would like it, and I said sure. Now, he said he's wanted to give this away for a long time, but he wanted to make sure that the data would be in good hands. And I've always told them, if you're going to give a computer away, make sure you delete or erase all of your data, which I know for a fact he hasn't done on here, but of which I'm going to do as soon as I start working on it. So let me go ahead and go over with you guys what he actually gave me. I kind of find this a little bit interesting, and I hope you guys will too. First thing here is this Compaq Presario model SR1517CL. Best I can tell, this dates from around 2005, and let me see where it said that. There we go. Because it came with Norton Internet Security 2005. This is an AMD Sempron computer running Windows XP. See, on the front it's fairly well featured for a lower end system. This is obviously a budget oriented computer. You actually have all three audio ports on front. Starting from here, you have the line out, microphone or line in, and then the headphone out. So basically this is a powered out and this is a non-powered out. We have the 1394 Firewire port in front. Very nice, especially if you have a camera like my Sony here, which requires a Firewire connection, especially if you're working with a newer operating system. Two USB 2.0 ports. It's nice, it tells you right there. Going up, you have I believe this is a 12-in-1 memory card reader. I'll read all the modern cards, except I can almost guarantee this will not read high-capacity SD cards, but still nice to have. And they even included another USB 2.0 port. Now here are the specs of this computer as it was when it was new. The gentleman had upgraded this slightly, so some of this has changed. It still has the AMD 3000 Sempron processor to the best of my knowledge. Right now it's running 768 megabytes of RAM, so we upgraded. He put a 512 stick. I'm sorry, put a 256 stick in above the 512, which gave you 768. And for some reason it has a 200 gigabyte hard drive, so obviously a friend of his must have upgraded this because it's only been upgraded slightly. Up top here is a dual layer DVD burner. First I thought it was just a DVD player CD burner, but you can see you got the CD burner logo there. DVD RW right there, and then the RW dual layer logo right there. So yeah, that's nice. This will actually burn regular single and dual layer discs. Probably an option for this computer, because again, this was a very budget oriented system back in its time. What I'm going to show you next is the monitor that he gave me. Now, he did not have the original monitor for it. The original monitor, I guess, was a CRT. At one point he must have upgraded to this Dell. This is a 17-inch Dell monitor, and of course my camcorder doesn't want to focus. Very similar to the ones that I've been getting like at the Goodwills. This is just a slightly newer model. You could tell by the base and just the design of the monitor, this is probably from around, I'm guessing about 2007. And if you bring it to the back here, let's see if we can show underneath. Underneath it just has the VGA and the regular desktop power in. So again, it's nothing special there, just your basic 17-inch LCD monitor, but still nice to have. It's a pretty good pairing with this computer, I thought. I'm just going to pull these off because these grip mats aren't doing their job anymore. Throw those on the ground. Now, One thing I thought was really interesting about this computer, he gave me every bit of paperwork that he had with this from when it was new. And I'm going to go ahead and open this up and I'll show you exactly what we have. Alright, here we have everything spread out on the bed. For some reason, he had an extra VGA and an extra 2 power cords in there. I'm not sure where these came, but I'm always glad to have these. Can always use these for another build sometime. Because this monitor, like I showed, I don't know if I showed you guys, had the cords already attached to it. Down here is really interesting. These are the 2, and he's marked them, system recovery discs. And you can tell also when this was from. They were made 10/9/2005. So yeah, this is a true 2005 model system. That's very interesting. Usually when you see it marked like as Norton 2005, usually it's a year newer, because a lot of times it takes a while from manufacture till the time the system's actually sold. Yeah, the discs are actually in there, so that's disc 1 of 2, and this is disc 2 of 2, and of course this is going to be Windows XP. Now, I'm probably going to install Windows 7 on this, or at least try to, so I'm not going to be using these, but I'm definitely going to hold on to them because it's just a cool thing to have. You don't really usually see these. Yeah, this is interesting. He must have cut off the piece of the original box. This is just telling you what the system is, showing you the proof of purchase. This is obviously from the box that the computer came in originally. You even have the original My Compaq Presario PC manual. Shows you a picture of the computer. That may have actually been the monitor that came with it originally. I assumed it was a CRT, but it just may have been a 15-inch LCD. I know that he said a couple of years after he bought the computer that he upgraded to that 17-inch monitor. Let's see. Let's see. Thank you for purchasing a Compaq Presario PC. To help you get the most out of your new purchase, we've put together this brochure to acquaint you with several features of your new PC and additional products and services that may be of interest to you. This is interesting because they never include even something this basic in modern computers nowadays. This first thing's telling you how to sign up for the internet, how to choose an internet service provider, some software that they were selling, something called IntelliMover. Obviously that was to help you move your music and everything off from your old computer. HP personal media bay drives. Now I remember these. I actually had a couple old HP Pavilion towers that had these, and you could stick them. It was nice, you could stick them internally into your HP, but let's say you had a laptop that wasn't HP branded, you could pull the drive out of the system, hook a USB cable up to it, and transfer your data to that. They never really took off as far as I know. I remember when I used to work at Best Buy, we sold them for a couple of years, and then we just discontinued it because nobody was buying them. Interesting concept that really never took off. It's just showing you the Windows XP desktop. Looks like some organizational features. Something called the My Presario Club. The Sonic My DVD Plus, which is obviously the burner that came with this, the burning program. Adobe Photoshop, probably had some type of trial version on here. Get high-speed internet service. Let's see what it says there. Have you wished that your dial-up internet connection were faster because you do heavy surfing and email? Yeah, back in 2005 I did, but we did have a slow cable broadband. Well, at least it was broadband. Now of course we're running Fios, which is probably 50 times faster. Wild Tangent games, those were all those crappy trial games. When I was at Best Buy on the Geek Squad, we used to uninstall those on almost every computer because you couldn't play them but for maybe 30 minutes, and then they would force you to buy them. And the rest of this is just common stuff. Musical entertainment, the Sonic digital media. On the back here are some accessories you could buy for it. Looks like you could have gotten one of those mice that sit into the charger bay. Kind of like that Logitech one I got when I was up in New York. Next we have, I'm not going to show this is just like an HP. This is just the warranty information. Let's see. Oh, don't want to show that. That's my product key. Nah, it's just for the trial version of Office 2003, which of course we're not going to use anymore. Safety information for people who have never owned a computer before. It's telling you about the power cord. Make sure you don't spill water on it, and make sure you don't use your DVD drive as a cup holder. Had some funny stories about that. People actually did that when I was in Best Buy, if you can believe it or not. Yeah, that I heard that joke one time. I think it was on South Park years ago, and then of course somebody actually did that when I worked on the Geek Squad. Okay, yeah, here's the monitor they had. So he must have had the VS15 originally with it. That would have been this LCD monitor right here, because there's no reason he would have had the 17 or a 19 inch, because he wouldn't have upgraded to the Dell. But they use one manual for all three of those monitors back then, and these are fairly common back then for HP or Compaq computers. And obviously you see these models had the speakers built in. So here it's showing you how to plug in from the monitor to the back of the computer. And that was just a standard 3.5mm headphone jack, and that would allow you to listen to your content through the speakers built into the monitor, which are right here. And of course this just tells you how to plug your monitor in. Here we have, let's see, disposal of waste. This is when you're getting rid of your old computer. This will tell you the rules back then, at least as of 2005, how to properly dispose of your waste. It tells you what each symbol means. Like that symbol means you cannot throw it in your trash can. So you have to take all your e-waste to a certified recycler. And as far as I know, Best Buy is still one. We started doing that about a year before I left. Some random piece of cardboard there. Let's see what this is. Troubleshooting guide. So if you had a problem with your computer, this will tell you how to solve it. The interesting thing, here's the one on the back. So let's see, if your PC powered off automatically, it would tell you what the problem could be, and then the solutions right there. I like the way they did this back then, because it was something simple. You could figure it out within just a couple of minutes how to repair it. Let's see. Just telling you about the AMD quiet and cool processor. That just basically tunes down the CPU when it doesn't need to be used at full power. Which something like this, especially if it's going to have Windows 7 on it, that's going to be totally useless. Let's see here. Some kind of HP printer disk. I didn't get a printer with it, so that's probably going to go right into the trash. The monitor information. I don't believe that's a driver's disk, because you didn't need drivers for that, not in Windows XP. Let's see what we got here. Just some more warranty information. I'm not going to go over that, because that's just all legalese, and nobody's interested in that stuff. And then finally here, we have what looks like the PC setup sheet. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. It's going to be a little tricky. There we go. And this just tells you basically step-by-step how to set up your computer. Plugging in the mouse and keyboard, plugging in the different connections, USB, your FireWire or your composite, showing you the kind of monitor you may have, which again I highly doubt he had this, because it appears he had a 15-inch flat screen, and then showing you what it should look like when everything's set up properly. So yeah, I mean, if you think about it, that's pretty much everything he must have got with the computer, which I think is very unusual. Whenever I get computers, even ones that people give me, I never usually get all of the diskettes and the manuals for it. Anyway, I think I've ranted on long enough with this video, so that's everything that I picked up from this one gentleman. I will do another video when I start working on this computer, then I'll show you guys what it looks like inside. But until then, have a blessed day, everybody.